listen to the following written testimonies and be blessed. Number 1, captioned Financial Turnaround. Although I joined this church in 2001, as at February 2004, I had worked as a legal practitioner for 12 years with less than 10,000 naira as savings anywhere in the world. During one of the business breakthrough summits, Bishop Oyedepo, while ministering, said, "I will teach you what Harvard can never teach you." I got interested. As he dwelt on 1 Kings 8:17-18, he said, "You will always do well if the promotion of the kingdom of God is in your heart." Immediately, I resolved to make the advancement of God's kingdom a priority in my life. That marked the beginning of my financial breakthrough. From January 2nd, 2012, millions started flowing into my account. In a single transaction of legal advice, meetings, and documentations, I received professional fees of 100 million naira. In 2016 alone, God gave me 2 mansions in Lagos worth 70 million naira and 150 million naira respectively. To God be all the glory. And the testifier is Banji B. Number 2, caption From a Security to a CEO. I want to give thanks to God for wiping away poverty from my life and family. I joined the commission in 1999 when I was in university. I came back to Lagos, but I could not get a job. So I decided to accept security job so as to put food on my table. I have no house, so I started managing with a friend, but I made sure I never missed any service for any reason. One Sunday service when Bishop David Oyedepo said, "You don't need to know any man before you can make it," I decided to believe in the words. Later, I joined car parking unit to serve. I also made sure I did not miss any outreach. I was doing God's work with all my heart. I never prayed for a car or house in my life, but the advancement of God's kingdom. I also engaged wholeheartedly in soul winning and ensuring all my converts are established in this church during the Wonder Double season. Today, God has rewarded me. God blessed me with a car and a 4-bedroom flat. Debt-free, all paid for. Also, in the year 2015, God did what in the next 60 years I could never imagine in my life. Within that year, God gave me another mansion in the city of Lagos. I am the youngest landlord in my area, and my house is the best building there. Serving God pays, and prophecy is real. Today, I have my own company and married with children. I give God all the glory. And the testifier is Omokwale Lucky. Let's give Jesus a big, big hand.
From glory to glory. I'm Juan Precious by name. I came to this church as February this year. I came with a pain that affects my brain. I was actually directed to this church by a friend of mine. And when I came, I have gone to different hospitals actually. I take drugs morning, afternoon, evening, and even in the night before I go to bed. And when I came, Papa ministered that day, and he actually said that it is my right to live a sickness-free life. And I believed, I keyed to that word, and I was actually directed to get a book called The Healing Balm. After the communion service that day, I went home and I started reading the book, and I found out it's my right to live a sickness-free life. And God actually healed me. I don't take drugs again. It's only the communion that I take and the anointing. And God has actually done another great testimony in my life through this Operation 6078. I engaged minimum 1 hour every day in the Kingdom Advancement prayers. I was actually having the intentions of going to school, but it was very difficult for me because no money for me to go to school. But I was just praying and I told God that this Operation 6678, I want to go back to school, that I don't have money, that I just want God to do it. So I started praying minimum 1 hour a day, every day. And God showed up in the place that I work. I was called by my boss, and he actually gave us something to write about. All the staffs, the senior staff and all, those that have gone to schools, Canada and different kind of, too many countries. And I thank God I came out first. He likes it, and it was like, what do you want to do? I want to help you. And I told him that I want to go back to school, and it's very difficult for me. And I thank God, he actually gave me some money and bought a laptop for me for my school, and gave me off to be going to school, to class when I want to go to school. I thank God for that.
Give Jesus a big, big hand of praise for this testimony. Please listen to this documented testimony and be blessed. Business breakthrough via tithing. I joined this commission in 2002 at the age of 27, and the future looked very bleak. I started a business with a partner just to make ends meet. But to the glory of God, as a result of the teaching from the altar, the business experienced advancement. In 2008, I gave a sacrificial seed of 1 million naira and told God to take me to the realms of millions. However, the business still grew at a snail's pace. So I asked God, what else do you want me to do? I have given you my first million. Then I realized that whenever the bishop preached on corporate tithing, I never keyed into it. To the glory of God, in 2011, I started engaging in corporate tithing. And presently, that business is worth $2 million. And it won several awards in 2014. Now, we doubled as the technical partner to the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. Also, on Sunday, March 1st, 2015, was my 40th birthday. I give God all the glory for all he has done. The testifier is Obadare Peter Adewale. For this testimony, give Jesus a big, big hand.
Please listen to the following documented testimonies. Number 1, 2-year business stagnation destroyed through kingdom service. The year 2014 was a crisis-filled year for me. It was so bad that I had to relocate from Benin City to Lagos to stay with my mother, so she could feed me. In one of the services, the bishop said, until you accept responsibility for the change you desire and fulfill all its demands, you will never experience one. This word struck me. Then I decided to attend all tiers of WOFB and engage in cleaning the toilets every morning before lectures. I always took 5,000 flyers from church every Sunday. Then I would trek from Gawan Estate to Yanopaja and Egbeda to share 1,000 flyers every day. I took this as a job. I also engaged in fasting and prayed for 5 hours every Friday for kingdom advancement, forgetting about my problem. I had the testimony of a brother who gave 115,000 naira every month to transport people to church, and I desired the same. Then God remembered me. Someone called me and gave me 2 million naira to start a business. Put your hands together for the Lord. When the church stopped the free transportation, I called my zonal pastor and told him that I would be responsible for transporting members. I was paying 50,000 every week for the whole district. I also sold the 1.2 million naira I was to use to buy a car towards the church building project in my town. I remember the bishop said, God does not depend on my wretched purse, but my wretched purse depends on God for replenishment. In a twinkling of an eye, heavens opened, and God positioned me in such a way that I pay my tithe in 6 digits every week. I have bought 2 cars this year, and I'm presently in the process of buying a property. Indeed, God is faithful. The testifier is Richard E. Napoleon. Put your hands together for the Lord. Number 2, dignity, finances, and career restored. After I graduated many years ago, I have not gotten any meaningful job. I was very poor and could not adequately provide for my family. But when Wonder Double Agenda was announced, I dived into it. I did not only win individuals to Christ, I was also winning families, and I helped them to be established in this church. I made God's work and soul winning my only occupation. People mocked me. My in-laws asked my wife to leave me. But I just knew that God is not a robber. I received a call to submit a proposal to a contract in estate management. Out of all the proposals that was received, mine was taken, and I was offered the contract. Put your hands together for the Lord. Since then, it has been from one contract to the other. Today, I bought a car for my wife, and my bank account is in 7 digits. To God alone be all the glory. The testifier is Kingsley B. In this service, you shall be the next testifier.